Chapter 2. Embrace the present moment as an ever-flowing source of holiness. The activity of God is everywhere and always present, but it is visible only to the eye of faith. All creatures live in the hands of God. By our senses, we can see only the action of the creature, but faith sees the Creator acting in all things. Faith sees that Jesus Christ lives in everything and works through all history to the end of time, that every fraction of a second, every atom of matter, contains a fragment of His hidden life and His secret activity. The actions of created beings are veils which hide the profound mysteries of the workings of God. After the resurrection, Jesus Christ took the disciples unawares by His appearances, showing Himself to them as if disguised, and then appearing when He had revealed Himself. And it is this same Jesus, ever living and ever active, who still surprises us if our faith is not strong and clear-sighted enough. There is never a moment when God does not come forward in the guise of some suffering or some duty, and all that takes place within us, around us, and through us, both includes and hides His activity. Yet, because it is invisible, we are always taken by surprise and do not recognize His operation until it has passed by us. If we could lift the veil, and if we watched with vigilant attention, God would endlessly reveal Himself to us, and we should see and rejoice in His active presence in all that befalls us. At every moment we should exclaim, "It is the Lord." Nothing could happen to us without our accepting it as a gift from God. We should regard all creatures as very feeble tools serving His purpose. We should realize, too, that we are in want of nothing, and that His constant care for us makes Him give us everything that is good and proper. If we had faith, we should be grateful to all creatures, cherish them, and thank them silently for their good will in helping us by God's design toward perfection. If we never cease to live the life of faith, our intercourse with God would never be interrupted, and we should talk with Him face to face. When we speak, it is the air which transmits our thoughts and our words, and so all our actions and our sufferings would be the medium through which we heard the expression of God's will. They would, as it were, give His words substance and visible expression, and all that happened to us would be seen as holy and most excellent. God in His glory will give us this union in heaven. Here on earth we can enjoy it by faith. The only difference is the way it is given to us. It is faith which interprets God for us. Without its light, we should not even know that God was speaking, but would hear only the confused, meaningless babble of creatures. As Moses saw the flame of fire in the bush and heard the voice of God coming from it, so faith will enable us to understand His hidden signs, so that amidst all the apparent clutter and disorder we shall see all the loveliness and perfection of divine wisdom. Faith transforms the earth into paradise. By it our hearts are raised with the joy of our nearness to heaven. Every moment reveals God to us. Faith is our light in this life. By it we know the truth without seeing it. We are put in touch with what we cannot feel, recognize what we cannot see, and view the world stripped of all its superficialities. Faith unlocks God's treasury. It is the key to all the vastness of His wisdom. The hollowness of all created things is disclosed by faith, and it is by faith that God makes His presence plain everywhere. Faith tears aside the veil so that we can see the everlasting truth. All that lies around us is false and vain. There is no truth except in God, and there is an immeasurable distance between His thoughts and our illusions. It is incredible that although we have been warned time and time again that all the affairs of the world are but shadows and mysteries to be understood only by faith, we still persist in looking at them as if they had an intrinsic value and reality. The result is that everything remains a riddle to us. We behave like fools. What we should do is gaze at the principle, the source and the origin of all things. Then we should find that everything has a supernatural quality, something divine about it that can lead us onward to holiness. Everything is part of that completeness which is Jesus Christ. And all that happens, every event, is a stone toward the building of that heavenly Jerusalem where one day we may dwell. If we persist in living according to what we see and feel, we shall wander like imbeciles through a maze shrouded with darkness and phantasmagoria. Yet by faith we should know God and be able to live for Him alone, ignoring all the frivolities of external things.